champ, Dricus Du Plessis. Dricus, we've been trying to do this for a long time. You're a hard man to track down.
Yeah, I mean, it's only you. It's only you. Like we've gotten to all the interviews that we want to do. But for some reason, sometimes it was me, sometimes it was you.
No, I know.
But here we are.
Well, we're here now. We're in Sydney. You got another big title fight, and you're looking sharp. Look at this.
Oh, thank you so much.
Gucci shoes. I mean, you are dressed like a champ.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I guess you have to. When I got these, I thought, well,
hey, you're the champ. Yeah, why not?
This is it. Like I wouldn't be able to wear these if I wasn't.
Yeah. No, good for you. You do look sharp. I'm not taking the piss. Big fight this weekend. Sean Strickland, as always, he's got a lot to say. What are your thoughts coming into this week?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a certain level of a different level of respect this time around, and I think the respect we have for each other this time around is different to the first fight. You know, we respect anybody that gets into the octagon because it takes a lot. But after sharing it for 25 minutes in absolute war like we did, both of us, and he actually said it too, and he said, listen, we train our whole lives to go out there and go to war. Nobody's giving up, and nobody's soft, nobody's just crumbling if you make it to that level. That's not how it works. So, you know, this week has been very similar but different, like every fight week. But the similarity of this is not the first fight. I'm going out there to win my belt back as soon as I give it to the officials. To win my belt back because I'm not the champion when I get in there. The winner of that fight is the champion.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, the belt's on the line.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, this is exactly like the first fight. I just had a year to improve and grow, and I can't wait to showcase that.
Sean, as we know, always says he's going to go out there and fight dick to dick, nipple to nipple. It's going to be a war. He's going to go crazy. And then he comes out and he has his kind of conservative, kind of a smart style, jabs a lot, kicks a lot for teeps. What are you expecting this time?
Yeah, I think obviously the changes that, you know, his coach is an incredible coach. Coach Eric is very good at game planning. I think they're going to come in with a game plan. The problem with it is if you've had that style for so long and fought fights for that long in that exact same manner, because we saw if you look at the Sean Strickland fight and then my fight with Adesanya, it was two different fights and two different. I was definitely better in the Adesanya fight than I was in the Strickland fight, because I've been growing. If you look at my fight with Sean versus the fight with Paulo Costa, it was the exact same fight. And the fight before that, that's how we fight. And I think
there's a pattern.
There's a pattern, and I'm not saying he can't improve or he's going to change, not going to be able to change that. I think they are. I think this fight, we're going to see more wrestling from Sean. I think he's going to try and close that gap. He's going to try and take me down. I know that for a fact.
So that's funny that you say that, because I was talking and I think the exact same thing. All right, this weekend, the UFC is headed back down under to Australia for UFC 312, and this video is brought to you by DraftKings. Look, this weekend, Dricus Du Plessis defends the title, fighting once again against Sean Strickland, and the co-main event, Tatiana Suarez, undefeated, takes on Zhang Weili for the strawweight title. So you are not going to want to miss this one. And if you want to make the fight nights even better, I have teamed up with DraftKings, as I said, to bring you an amazing offer. Right now, they are offering all new customers $200 in bonus bets instantly after betting just $5. That is correct. New customers use my promo code Bisping, bet $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. And if sport betting is not yet available in your state, then don't worry. DraftKings is the one-stop shop for all things daily fantasy, where you can join in on all the fun and have the shot at winning cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. New customers use the promo code Bisping, bet $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That is promo code Bisping only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Because he said, why don't you be a man, stand and bang, and all the rest of it, and it's not a kickboxing fight. And I think he was trying to play a little psychological warfare.
Yeah, but that's like 101. That's
no,
for
I know.
dummies.
You don't listen to that at all. Yeah. But you're expecting him to shoot.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't see him making this a complete wrestling fight at all. I just know that he's going to come in and strike and, you know, say exactly that, trying to get me to think this is just a stand-up fight. He's going to try and wrestle and change it up to almost catch me off guard.
Yeah.
But I don't prepare in a way for Sean Strickland. He's not the level that I want to be at. I want to be at the best in the world. I am the best in the world. So I prepare for everything. If this becomes a grappling match only, I will beat him there. If it becomes a boxing match only, I will beat him there like last time. And if it becomes a wrestling match, I will beat him there too. That's how I prepare for fights, to be the best everywhere.
Yeah, no. And of course, I love the way you fight. I mean, you bite down on your mouthpiece. You fight properly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's technical stuff in there, but it's a fight. You got to bite down on your mouthpiece. And I think for Sean, that's what he's got to do this time, because he wasn't happy with the decision. I thought you won that. It was a close fight, but I thought it definitely went your way because you were going forward. You got the takedowns, whereas Sean was kind of very defensive. And when you're on the back foot, the judges are going to give it to you or the other person. So if I'm Sean, he's got to bow down on that mouthpiece and just get a bit more physical, come forward, let go with the hands. Is that what you're expecting?
I would love that. I would love that. And we're playing right into my field. It's incredible. I think for me, like you said, bite down and throw and fight. But there's a lot of improvements to be made on my style as well. More polished. And even like I said, if you compare it with Strickland's first fight, Adesanya, there was major improvements, and there will be major improvements to this fight, because I need to do exactly what I did in that first fight, just do it better, do it more polished, and from early on, and I know I can break him down. I think he's one of the toughest guys in the division because he's hard to hit and he can take a punch, and he's willing to take a punch to give a punch. But one man can only take that many shots, and I know for a fact that I have the power to get him out of there.
I find myself having to defend you a lot. And when I say defend, because you've seen this, right? People go, oh, Dricus, look at him. He's so awkward. He doesn't look good. He doesn't look polished. And I always say, what the fuck are you talking about? Look at the results the man gets, right? He's the champion of the world. What do you say to anyone out there that says that you have a sloppy style or an offbeat rhythm and stuff like that?
I think
because you're effective as hell.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you can just look at results, and it's time to stop criticizing and time to start taking some notes, because you're falling behind even further every single day that you're criticizing and not taking notes.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I was just curious as to what you thought of that. This time, of course, Pereira's going to be in the corner.
I think he was in the corner last time too.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, but I mean,
Pereira's going to be in the corner again.
Well, this time he's actually like a cornerman. Last time I think he was just in the corner, but it wasn't. He wasn't supposed to be. But,
okay.
But I mean, makes no difference to me.
I know. He's just going to go Shama. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, what are they going to say? And like, listen, somebody in your corner is not going to make you a world champion just by being in your corner. That's not how it works. You're not going to get energy from the man. You're not going to get his skill or power or anything from him.
I guess it's just a bit of moral support. But do you look at that as a potential opportunity? Because obviously Pereira's a big star. He's the light heavyweight champ. You want to do that. I heard you saying a second ago. With him being there, does that create a bit of a storyline and, as I say, create opportunity?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's setting up the story. It's setting up for something that can be massive in future. But right now I have Sean Strickland in my crosshairs. Yeah. And after that, there's still a lot of work to be done at middleweight. Alex Pereira is the fight that I want. I know he's a bit older, but I mean, the man looks incredible. He is, for me, one of the greatest combat athletes that's ever walked here. Just in general, what he's been able to do in the sport in such a short period of time, it's incredible. So for me, my focus is right now is defending my belt until there is no doubt that I'm the best middleweight, and then going up. And hopefully he's still around by that time. Hopefully that is something that's a possibility. I would love that opportunity. I would love to share the octagon with him and fight somebody with that credential.
It's refreshing to hear you say that, because we see now so many fighters, they want to immediately jump up in weight class because, of course, there's no risk. If they get beat, they're still the champion. For you to clean out the weight class, who are we talking about? Obviously, Adesanya, with the respect, is probably out of the equation now. You beat Sean. I don't think it's going to be a while for him to build himself back. There's Imavov, but who else is out there?
Yeah, I think right now the picture changed very tremendously over the last year, just in the top five. I think Robert Whittaker is for now out of the equation after the Khamzat fight. But Khamzat is the next contender, I think. But after the performance from Imavov, you can't really.
Yeah.
But And then you have the Brazilian Caio, who's also in the...
He's here. He said he'll jump in as backup fighter.
Yeah, as a backup fighter. But he's training with
needed.
Strickland, so I guess it's only if one guy gets injured. I mean, what are they doing?
I was just saying on my podcast this morning, no one's pulling out of this fight, though, because with respect to everyone else, you and Sean, you're real men. You know what I mean? Like, even if half your body's falling off, you're still going to show up. You're still going to make weight.
I'm cutting weight. If I'm not cutting, if I've cut the weight, I'm getting in that fight. There's no way.
Exactly.
With him, I think Imavov, I think that's a great fight to make. But Khamzat's going to probably get the winner, yeah.
He should, let's be honest.
100%. He deserves it. He deserves it, and I can't wait to take his own.
And you wanted that fight rather than Sean?
Yeah, absolutely. Purely because of the excitement around it. And, you know, like I said, I want to fight the best guys. That's what I want for my resume, is fighting the best of the best. Not fighting somebody that, you know, got the shot because somebody was injured. I would rather sit out and wait for the best guy to be ready and fight that guy.
Excuse me. Sean was complaining having to come out to Australia, last time in Canada. When I was fighting, I loved it. You get to travel the world, and it was exciting. What do you make of that? I mean, your last 2 fights have been here in Australia.
Yeah, I mean, for me, he wants to fight on home soil. Now he's going to a foreign. Every fight for me is in enemy territory, if you want to call it that. So, you know, for me to come, and exactly that, it's amazing to see the world. I mean, how different is Sydney from Perth? It's completely different.
Oh yeah.
And comparing the crowds and seeing how the people are, it's incredible. I love it. But yeah, I mean, always finding something to complain about, I guess.
I loved it. And I'm talking to Sean later, and I've known Sean for years. I used to train with him and stuff, so I know Sean well. But I did love it when you said, well, why don't you cry about it? Again. You know. How is it with you and Sean? Have you run into him this week?
No, I haven't run into him this week. I think there's a mutual respect. I think he's I don't think Sean is a bad guy.
No.
You know, I think he's a radical person. 100%. But I don't think Sean's a bad guy. But you know, I'm still going in there to kill him.
Last time he was in Sydney, he did a great job of torturing Izzy mentally.
Yeah.
You know, I think he kind of won that fight beforehand. At the press conference tomorrow, what are you expecting?
I don't know. It all depends on, like I said, I'm not a guy that goes out and wants to, you know, pokes. I'm not that guy. I'm more of a guy.
Yeah, but it feels
as
good.
Soon as it's great. It's
when you got to fight, it feels good.
But as soon as you come at me, then let's do it. Let's go for it. The banter, I'm always ready. I'm ready to go. So it's all going to depend on, you know, you respect me, I respect you. We've seen what happened last time. So, you know.
Yeah.
Know your place.
No, of course. Islam Makhachev, there's been talk about him coming up to 185. What do you make of that?
Yeah, Dana said it best. That's a whole nother level, man. I think Islam Makhachev is incredible, deserving of his pound for pound ranking at number 1, 100%. He's a beast. He's incredible as a champion. He makes it look easy at lightweight. So, yeah, at 170. But I said if that's a big fight they want to make eventually, because that gives the same result as going up a weight for me.
Yeah,
I want to fight the best in my division.
Yeah.
And I mean, if I have an off weekend, I'll definitely fight the lightweight.
You'll take a little guy. Hey, be careful. I fought a welterweight and got choked out.
Oh, well, that happens. I mean, but you're big for welterweight.
Yeah, no.
I used to fight at welterweight too.
Yeah. Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
What do you weigh right now?
Probably like 215.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Around.
Hold on, it's what day is it? Tuesday.
Yeah, but
you're 215.
I've also
this morning you were 215.
This morning, but I've weighed and I had my shoes on, so I'm probably like 210.
Yeah, but still, if I showed up when I was fighting at the hotel, 200 or above, I was panicking.
Geez, 200 would be amazing, right?
Oh, dude, I used to panic. I was a skinny little shit. I used to cut too much weight. What was I going to say? All right, obviously you're expecting a finish. You're expecting to win the fight, so I'm not going to ask about that. I heard you saying before you want to be the greatest. You want to go on a run and clear out the division. Obviously, Israel Adesanya, he just had a loss last week. He was a guy that had an incredible career. If you go and defend the belt multiple times and then you start to go, you know, where the trend shows you're losing some fights, what do you do in that situation?
Yeah, I was actually speaking about it this morning. It's so easy to stand here on the outside and go, no. And rightfully so. Izzy, what's he chasing? He has all the money that he's ever going to need. He has that legacy. He's never going to be where being a 3-time world champion just means you lost the belt 3 times. and got it again.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That's not something to chase for a guy like him. He has that legacy. He's a Hall of Famer for sure.
Yep.
And he has done his win streak. He has done what he needed to do for his career, and this is what he's going to do. For him to right now is maybe ego that plays a role.
It is ego,
but it's easy for us once again to stand here. I'm just the thought of me stopping or calling it a day. I can't even think about it because it gives me anxiety just to think of the day to say, I don't want. Imagine you still, because that's what I said. The day I stop loving it, I'll stop. But how? When everybody around you says, okay, it's time to stop, but you're still loving it, what do you do?
And you still think you've got it. You still do well in the gym.
We're fighters because we always think we've got it. But the one thing that if you lose that, you have to call it a day, is when you love your life so much that you're not willing to die in there.
Yeah.
That's the day you are in big, big trouble.
I was talking on my podcast this morning. It's because, the money's great and the ego maybe, but we love it. This is who we are. You can't beat that feeling walking out there in front of the crowd, fighting in front of the entire world.
If there was nobody watching fights, I would do exactly what I'm doing right now. There would be less cameras and I would have no money, but that's still what I would be doing.
No Gucci shoes.
No Gucci shoes. Maybe some fake ones that
exactly.
My hands on. But I mean, this is the only, like my whole life. Fighting didn't save me from a bad life. It didn't do. I just love this more than anything. And that is always my motivation. The day I stop loving what I'm doing, not only the fight and the media and fight week, that's amazing because, this is the lights and everything. No, when I stop loving going to the gym and going to that dark place and being pushed to my ultimate limit and, puking from being tired, the day I stop loving that and being punched in the face and my body hurting every single day, the day I stop loving that is the day I'll call it a day.
And that's a good place to call this a day because great way to finish. Dricus, good luck, buddy. All the best, man.